this way. Back off. Space between us and them. Now, this is one of those situations where we get surrounded. In this situation, look at who you can attack. Look at who you want to kill. This person here is a magic user. Does sizable amount of damage. Will ignore our armor. They can do 14 damage with their attacks. This person does 20 damage, but minus our armor will only do 4 damage. And this person only does 11, so they will only ever do 1 damage on hits. It is perfectly clear that the magic user is the one we want to take out first. They can do, with a couple of hits, they could do a lot of damage to us, so we really want to take them out as quickly as possible. See, they did 12 damage there. That vindicates our decision to take. I'm happy for him to attack us. He's only got 43 to attack. There's space between us, so that's even reduced further. We want to get rid of this guy. He can do 4 tours around. He is resistant to fire, so he's going to do fire damage to us when he dies. Ideally, we want it to be a space away from him, but we had the problem of the shape. And indeed he did do damage to us. If we look at the log, 2 damage he did to us with his fiery death throws. Let me take out these last ones. So the tip here is, if you open a door and suddenly you find there's several around you, take your time. It's turn-based. Take your time. Decide which one you want to take out first. Imagine if we'd have been attacking the enemy with the sword, and we'd got a couple of attacks from the shaman. We would have been in serious trouble. But just take your time. Look at what's happening. I'm taking this helmet. Remember before I said I wanted to find a fire resistance, so this is perfect for it. It does have silver vulnerability, which is something to look out for, even if there's not many silver attacks on a quest. It's something to look out for, just because silver attacks against silver vulnerability do so much damage. This one is actually better than the necrotic attack. I'm going to keep the necrotic attack for now, because each kill has a chance of boosting our magic or our health, which is just slightly more beneficial at the moment than the straight out attack. If we come up against someone who's resistant to necrotic, then we can always switch out for a better weapon, which is better all round. Okay, let's continue with our exploration. And so you can see there's another shaman. This one does necrotic attacks this time, which we are resistant to, so we're not as worried about him this time. He does less damage. I'm still going to let him come forward. He can do the first hit, and perfect situation is that we get to kill them before they attack us. It's always preferred. Again, food generally does help. Again, for future run-throughs, we want to be looking at the capabilities of enemies and features and what is generally on the level. As we can see here, when we get to the 3rd level, we start meeting creatures that are resistant to divine damage, but vulnerable to poison. So future run-throughs, we want to be avoiding divine attacks, maybe favouring poison attacks. These are things you want to be looking out for the future. The more we play, the more we see the capabilities of the level. I was too eager there. That's my being too eager. I should have stayed backed off, keeping the space between me. Yes, you got away with that one. So again, these are the mistakes you make. The Astrocot apples are generally a higher powered item. As you can see, I got plenty of bonuses from that one. They're definitely a good item to find. Into the middle. Again, we're seeing more people with the. If you play the game a lot, you'll realise it's their adamantite armour that's doing it, but he has divine resistance, poison, vulnerability, and that's what you want to be looking out for. Possibly even choosing a bad character that doesn't have damages or doesn't in the case of divine. As you can see, it was adamantite helmet, divine resistance, but poison vulnerability. We want to take that. Again, I made a bad choice there. I should have come round to this door, having looked at the situation and opened it from this side. It would have given us an extra 2 spaces of distance between us. I have to put up with my mistake. Luckily, it wasn't a match for us. If you're being overcautious as I am, you might eventually hit a tipping point where the levels become far more comfortable because you've mitigated your risk. You've done the advantageous things. You're generally not took as much damage as the game was expecting, so you're doing much more comfortably. I see this door's open, so there's someone coming around. Again, more than one, so we look which one we want to take out. He's not going to do much to us, so I'll take this guy out first. Okay, I've took a corner point here. It's corridors either side, so I can see who's coming at me. I get plenty of distance between us. He had a powerful weapon, so I'm glad I didn't get hit by him. And I've not took the potion yet, the scroll yet. I'm leaving that until I'm confident everything is gone. We don't want to. A few pauses, skip goes. Indeed, it does. Okay. Right, we're confident that no one else is coming. Oops. Oh, I just remembered that they gave us necrotic resistance. I think we'll take the added magic. Excellent, we've got some more. Very nice weapon there. If I was a melee character, I would definitely have it. Again, we're using the angles to best keep distance between us and any potential creatures. That wasn't any. I'm going to come around this side because I know there's a wall here. So and I can back off. It gave me a bit of extra space. back off some more just in case there's another guy there. Take there again. Missed out on other spaces of distance. Becoming a little more sloppy just because I'm quite comfortable with the amount of techniques I have. If you look, this guy has regeneration, so he has a regeneration item. I'm not going to take it. We'll leave that. Oh. Now I have took something that's got necrotic vulnerability. Whilst I wasn't paying attention, one of the potions has given me necrotic vulnerability. Definitely a mistake on my part, a risk I chose to take. It was wrong, apparently. It does worry me a little. Those necrotic boots up there. We'll see how we go on for now. It may turn out that not taking those necrotic boots is a mistake. This guy does fire damage. I'm very worried about fire damage. Remember, I took my fire resistant helmet. We want to take care of them as quickly as possible. I'm going to take this belt simply because I don't have anything in the slot. It does give me lightning vulnerability, which on level 5 could become an issue. So I'm prepared to drop that when I start coming across lightning creatures. And sometimes you can just drop items for a single combat. You can just, when you open a door and you see that there's something that you're vulnerable to, drop that item. And pick it up after combat. Sometimes it's more advantageous to take a few reduction attacks to avoid being hit damage type that you're vulnerable to. Especially with silver vulnerability. Don't get caught being attacked by silver damage when you have silver vulnerability, because you'll die. Yeah, I'm just going to put this door here just because that's a good area to get lines of sight. I'm looking to advance to the next level now. I do remember there was a level feeling. If I was concerned about the level feeling, I'd still, that mini boss, I'd still be looking out for it. Excuse me. It's not a mini boss I wanted to particularly want to meet. He's not that advantageous to me. So I'm looking out for the exit. And my tactic for that is to go out into the big expanses and take a wide arc so that I'm covering more ground. So if it says monks, it's most likely to be something to do with the mind or body. It was resistance to psychic damage, so something to do with the mind. Again, back off the distance. He may have alerted someone down there, so I'm just going to back off a couple more just in case. Fortitude, that's more health. Just a little bit. Yeah, I'm looking towards areas. Dungeon. Oh, mistake. Back. Make sure I've got taken as much distance as possible. Yeah, I'm getting the feeling I've got the best items from this level, so definitely the exit is what I'm looking for. Again, moving out into the open areas of the Now I was taking a risk with him because he had a necrotic attack and I was necrotic vulnerability, which is actually on me, so I was taking a risk with him, which just shows how how strong I feel I've become on this level. I'm feeling that I can just advance now. I'm going to replace one necrotic attack with another. So now I have a stronger necrotic attack and we'll go down. Again, another level feeling means there's a mini boss here. We ignored the mini boss of the last one. I think we're going to ignore it on this one. I'm feeling ready to take on the boss in this one. In this quest, so I feel we need to start advancing as quickly as possible. So I'm going to go straight for the stairs. See if there's any advantage to be had. Yeah, I do know on the next level the monsters are a lot stronger. Armour could still improve. Certainly look out for that. Not that one though. So Okay, apologies there. Let's see. So as I am looking directly for the stairs, let's move out into the open area. He does lightning damage, magical lightning damage. I don't want to get hit by that whilst I'm vulnerable. So I'm going to start backing off. He's also swift, which I did not notice. See, this is why being observant is important. Right, let's try that. We were certainly fortunate there. That's a very nice weapon. I did say that we weren't going to take items, so fortunately we're going to leave it there. Definitely take swift items. Biggest piece of advice: if you come across a swift item, take it. Do not leave it. As part of this challenge, we're going to leave it. I would definitely take that if I was a magic user. Advise everyone else to. That's my top tip. But for this challenge, because I feel people think that the game can only be beaten if you find swift or something like that. So we're going to leave the swift item and show that the game can be done without these super powered items. They certainly help, especially if you're struggling with the game. For the most part, help. But, for the purposes of this challenge, we're going to leave it. I feel we're getting to a point where a tipping point that you sometimes get to, where you feel ready that the quest should go on. Now, shade form, that's a tough one for us because it halves our attack. If there's a quest that has a lot of shade form monsters you do not want to play it as a magic user. It's much harder to hit than a run of so much harder for us to attack. It was actually on his bow. He had a shadow weapon. So let's see. Yeah, I feel with this much attack and this much health, I'm comfortable looking for the stairs now. You're less worried about situations becoming quicker. Maybe I'm going to make a mistake, but I can recover better now, especially in the earlier levels. If you're struggling, be cautious. It's turn-based. Take your time. Don't rush in. I'm going to come this way because I want to come from the top of this door. I have a feeling that's a corridor or a larger room. It just feels like it, so I want to give myself the extra space. He is magic resistant. That's what these glowing balls are that are going around him. He's magic resistant. You'll see his shield on the bottom right there has a blue line in it. So his armour takes away from our attack. Usually they wouldn't. He has a friend there, so I'm going to again put distance. So always putting distance between the enemy. Oh, he's also resistant to necrotic damage, so we should have been looking out for that. Switch. There we go, we're doing full amounts of damage. Excellent. If there was a lot of magic users in this quest, we'd definitely take the item with magic resistance. Good in Mask of the Boy King, where the Guardians use magic weapons. He's not resistant to statics, so I'll switch back. But for this level, we don't need it. Hawk's Eye suggests me ranged, so again we can predict what we're going to get from potions and food, and indeed it was one ranged. So again, if you just look at the names, you can generally tell what's going to be gained from taking the potion. And if you can't figure it out, maybe you don't want to take that risk. You can always come back to it later. Chance of finding the stairs. There they are. Okay, we're on level 5. You'll always get a level feeling on level 5 because the boss is here. On this level, I do know there are some monsters that do lightning attacks, so I need to be wary that I have this lightning vulnerability and I'm prepared to drop it in an instant. I can always then just pick it up again after the fight. And I'm going to go straight for the end boss. So I'm actually going to go out into the middle here. Attempt to go towards the middle of the level. That gives us the best chance of finding the boss room. And here is one of those monsters that I spoke of that has the lightning attack. And he does magic damage, which I should have known. And magic resistant armor would have been very useful for. Again, a mistake I've made. Again, if you remember these things, you can think the next time through. Yep. Opened the door there. I've got to be wary of that. Signal to open. So I'm going to back off just to make sure it doesn't. Yep. Now I've seen that there's lightning creatures, they do magic damage. I'm more wary of this belt. I'm going to take it, but I'm more wary of coming across. This one's swift. Again, another swift item. If we were playing any other game, if we weren't playing this challenge, if we were just playing normally, we'd probably take. Even though it reduces everything else, swift is that good. If you want to take it. There's no one down here. Yes. Move out towards the middle. I'm going to be cautious just because I know these lightning creatures here, so we're going back to being a bit more cautious in our approach. And always, if you want, just take a second to contemplate. Turn-based, take time, decide what you want to do, whether it's beneficial to you or not. Taking items is important. Take time over it. Dwarfish might suggest to me melee. Oh, there we go, melee. This is a swift, ranged item with poison, very powerful. If we were a ranged character, I would certainly take that, even if I was only taking it as my secondary item. This looks like it goes around the edge of the level, and we don't want to do that. We're looking for the end boss now. We feel we're strong enough to take him, so we're going to move into the middle. Somewhere in the middle. The troll with the regeneration. He's vulnerable to poison. This swift dart would be brilliant against him. We're not ranged, and we're not taking swift items. So he does fire attacks. I'm no longer resistant to fire attacks. Ah, it was the helmet. But my armour is strong enough. He only does ranged attacks, so my armour is strong enough to take it. Let's check that blind spot around here. I'm taking a wide berth around here to check this blind spot here. Anything doubling around behind. It's an item. Again, different coloured doors suggest, in fact, very imposing and deeply ominous. Suggests that this is a boss or mini boss room. We know the boss is on this level. I'm just going to check that no one can come around whilst I'm in the room. So there's the doors. This looks like it's going to be the final boss. If you played the quest several times before, you'll know what is in the boss room. Maybe you got there once and you realised you had totally the wrong equipment, you got defeated right at the last, you feel down, but don't take that as a defeat. You've learned what the boss requires to be killed. You can use that information, you can come back stronger the next time, and you can defeat him the next time. It may seem like I've walked the dungeon so far. That's simply because I know what I need in this dungeon. I've played this dungeon several times. I know what I need. I've played this quest countless times. I know what was behind this door. It's a learning process. I'm going to ignore these guys. They do magic, but they don't do a lot. I've got a lot of health. The bad guy, as you can see now, he's resistant to fire and resistant to necrotic. He is vulnerable to lightning. Luckily, I saved a staff that was not necrotic. And you will find very quickly we have killed him. The quest is done with a starting character. First time. I'm actually expecting first time, but there we have it. If you know what is on the quest, you can make better decisions. So you may die a lot at first, but you'll learn from those deaths. Just always be thinking of the next playthrough. It can be done. you just need to be cautious, learn what's on the quest, and go for it.